All right. Pick 10 Horror 2, number 8, The Call. I will be late, don't stay up and wait for me. Not that call. But, so The Call stars Lin Shaye, Tobin Bell, Chester Cushing, Aaron Sanders. Chester Cushing was Buddy in the horrible Jeepers Creepers 3. And Aaron Sanders, she was on Zoe 101, and she was in Big Time Rush. Of course, you know Lin Shaye from Insidious. And then, of course, Tobin Bell from the Saw franchise. He even says, "Let's play a game," in this movie. So the story is a group of 4 kids, teenagers. They harass this old woman because they believe she's a witch. She ends up dead of suicide. And so her husband calls the 4 kids there, the 4 teenagers there, as part of her will. All they have to do is go up and they have to make a phone call with the phone that's up there. And, then they last like 1 minute, then they win $100,000 each, I think it was. Although it is a trick, there is no money, but it's an interesting concept. This phone call. It's just a little weird. Because I thought the film was going to go in one way, and then it turned another way, and I got confused. Basically, there's 4 of them. There's Zach, his younger brother Brett, Tanya, who is Aaron Sanders' character, and I'm just going to call him Bud, I don't remember his name, Chris. Chris, played by Chester Cushing. Chester Rushing, my bad. Said name right. Chester Rushing. And so basically what happens is they go up there, they make the call, and they relive their worst fears. Now, I found it a little bit that the first 2 had the same fear because they're brothers. So it's a little bit like they should be a little bit different, you know what I mean? Like the worst fear, something that happened in their lives, and you get Zach, he goes up there first, and you find out he was, used to get beaten with a belt by his dad when they were younger. And that's eventually how he dies. He gets strangled by the belt. And then Brett goes up, and his is basically the same, only I'm not quite sure how he dies. There's a lashing and he's gone. I don't know. I don't know if they showed it or not. I think they left it ambiguous because of something that happens later. But then it's Chris's turn, and I'm like, well, Chris didn't do anything wrong. Because when they were throwing bricks at the house, he dropped his. He didn't do anything. He didn't actually harass her. He's innocent in all this. And that's why I thought it was going in one direction. I thought they'd be like, okay, he's going to end up being innocent in all this, and they're going to realize he's not at fault. And then they do something that completely turns that around. First of all, they add something in his past. Apparently, he had a girlfriend that he got knocked up. She got pregnant, and they had an argument, and it was raining, and she got into like an accident in her car and died with the baby. Now, this is not his fault. They had an argument. There's nothing he could have stopped her from going, but that's not really his fault. He didn't do anything bad. He didn't want to tell his mom, I told my mom right away when I found out that my ex was pregnant, but I was an adult. I was a 24-year-old. I was an adult, not a teenager like this guy. So I can kind of, see his side of things. Like, he doesn't want to say anything yet, but he wants to wait until after they graduate. But she's going to be showing by then, so I don't know. But I really don't think that it's really his fault, per se. But he's able to escape because he finds a real spirit of her, I guess. And she does some of that herky-jerky shit. Like the ring and stuff. But he's able to get out. And he's able to go free. The door opens, he's able to leave. But he goes back for Tanya. Because Tanya has this new squeeze, I guess. And I guess what I don't like about it is that they hint at something that doesn't happen. Like, Zach is very possessive of Tanya. Like, he thinks they should be together. But he's the first one killed off. So that doesn't really go anywhere, I guess. But Tanya goes to go upstairs, and another door opens, and she goes forward. Which I call bullshit. Because the only reason they did that is because if she did go up, she'd be stopped by him, and they could both go down that door together and leave. Maybe if the door didn't shut by itself. But yeah, so she goes in here, and the thing on the TV screen, it shows supposedly Edith made a deal with Chris, and it's all set up, but that didn't actually happen, and he comes in there, and she's pointing like a gun at him, and he explains what's going on, and she automatically is just like, she tricked me. I'm just like, really? It was that easy? What was the point of that? Tobin Bell shows up and explains that modern technology, which by the way, this takes place in 1987, which besides the clothes and the generic 80s rock music playing, they don't capitalize on this at all, other than the old style phone that's used in the TVs or the older TVs. But was there a point? I don't know. So this is at the point that they go in another direction. Chris shoots Tobin Bell. And right there I'm like, oh, dude. Why did you do that? You were free. Even if she died, you were innocent. You didn't do anything. You were not like the rest of them. But because you killed him, she now sees you as being just like the rest of them. And so when when Tanya is taken, we find out that Tanya, because earlier in the film she says that Edith used to babysit her sister, but she is a witch because she killed her sister, and it was all disappearance. And we find out that she killed her own sister, which I call bullshit. Even if you're jealous that your sister or sibling is getting more and more, attention than you wouldn't kill them. That makes no sense. Unless she really didn't love her sister, that's bullshit. I just don't know. Who wrote that? No, she wouldn't kill her sister. And I feel like it didn't make sense either, because at the beginning of this, the anger she has towards Edith, that's Shade's character, is almost as if that's what happened. Like Edith had something to do with her sister's disappearance or death. Just the anger she has towards her. But then you could also say, well, that's the anger because, she gave her sister the attention. But after all those years, would you really... I mean, come on. No. Well, she gets taken. She's dead. And then he's up there pounding on the door, Chris, and he gets in and the phone rings. So, of course, you answer it as you do. And then he gets taken into her world. And props to Lynn Shay. She gives a great performance in this. With all the goop and stuff out of her mouth. It's fantastic. Tobin Bell's good too, but he doesn't do much but exposition, yeah, and basically he's stuck in her world too, and that's it. The phone rings, cuts to black, and then you hear Edith go, hello, and it ends. That's it. With this dun, 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 music. This movie was pretty good. Some of the plot lines are kind of meh, but after watching Smiley, this was a breath of fresh air. This is actually really good. The concept, I really enjoyed the concept. I thought it was one of the more original concepts I've seen. 'Cause I was like, what is this? What kind of... And then once they explained it, I'm like, that's actually pretty cool. But I don't know how a 1987 phone can have the technological advances to communicate with the dead unless she really was a witch and put a spell on it. There is a thing where you see her doing something, but I'm not sure what that was. But yeah, I'll definitely give it a 9 out of 10. Where's my notepad? It's a 9 out of 10. Here we go. Mama. Oh, here. I was looking at the wrong one. 9 out of 10. Alright. 2 left. And I'll pull it out. Even though let me know what's next, because there's only 2 left. We gotta go in order. So the beach house is the next one. And then it's Mama. So I'll just put Mama over here. I don't know if I'll get the beach house done tonight. Got other stuff to do, but I'll try. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on the call? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.